Hello, my name is Margaret Diedrich, and I am a junior in the Applied Investment Program at Marquette University covering the energy sector. Today I will be pitching Iberdrola SA at a price target of $59.46, representing 53.39% upside. Iberdrola SA is an international renewable utility company that engages in the generation, distribution, trading, and marketing of electricity to customers globally. The company operates through three primary segments: liberalized, networks, and renewables. The liberalized segment accounts for 52% of revenue, the networks segment accounts for 34%, and the renewable segment accounts for 14%. The liberalized segment deals in the generation of electricity for businesses in deregulated markets. The network segment creates revenue from the transition and distribution of energy. The renewable segment generates energy from mainly wind, hydro, and solar technologies. Iberdrola has a global presence with revenue coming from Spain, the UK, the US, Brazil, Mexico, and numerous other countries in the EU. The firm was founded in 1992 and went public in 2007 and is headquartered in Bilbao, Spain. Iberdrola is in a stable financial position to capitalize on current geopolitical events and trends as electricity demand is projected to double by 2050 globally. This drastic increase coincides with the transition to cleaner energies becoming a priority of governments worldwide. Ambitious emission targets can only be met through a drastic increase in investment and legislation. Iberdrola is in a prime position to profit from this opportunity in each geographic operating segment. Currently, they are the top renewable player in the UK and Spain, the third largest wind and solar operator in the US, and they are cultivating their market share in Brazil and Mexico, as well as expanding into other businesses in the EU countries. While renewable energy has clear environmental advantages, it also offers countries further independence and sovereignty. The current geopolitical crisis in the Ukraine has encouraged European governments to reevaluate their energy sources. Russia supplies the EU with 33% and 25% of natural gas and oil, respectively. The EU released guidance in March 2022 that in the short term they will be searching for carbon alternatives. However, in the medium and long term, they will be doubling down on the development and implementation of renewable technologies. With these two macro forces driving demand for renewable energies, as well as Iberdrola's strong financial health and strategy to drastically increase renewable energy capacity, the company is on target to increase revenues at a 5-year CAGR of 9.5%, while simultaneously increasing capacity and lowering production costs. Due to the company's strong historical performance and positioning for future growth, it is recommended that Iberdrola be added to the AIM portfolio with a price target of $59.46, representing 53.39% upside. According to a recent study done by the International Energy Information Administration, electricity demand is projected to increase by 50% globally. In this time frame, renewable power is set to surpass all other sources of electricity, increasing annually at a rate of 3.1%. Iberdrola is in a key position to profit from the transition, as increased demand is reflected in the projected revenue growth rate of 9.5% over the next 5 years. From a geopolitical standpoint, the EU released the REPowerEU plan, a proposal to make Europe independent of Russian energy by 2030. With nearly 58% of revenue being generated in Europe, Iberdrola can expect countries' reaction to look within their borders to generate electricity to add to demand for renewable and alternative sources of energy. Iberdrola has an aggressive expansion plan in place to compensate for the growing demand for alternative energies. Globally, the company has plans to multiply renewable capacity by 2.5 times over the next 10 years. Solar and wind technologies will account for 90% of the new capacity. These technologies not only have the benefit of producing less emissions, but are also more cost-effective to produce. For reference, wind and solar cost on average 5 cents per kilowatt and 6 cents per kilowatt respectively, while hydro nuclear energy costs 85 cents per kilowatt and 40% per kilowatt. As a result, the cost to produce will compress, allowing for margin expansion in the future. In addition to providing the production, distribution, and transmission of renewable technology, Iberdrola is engaged in businesses that provide an exciting growth opportunity in the field of green hydrogen. Iberdrola's green hydrogen technology is set to complete its 4 phases of development by 2027. The firm is ahead of the industry in terms of expansion. The EU Commission on Energy reiterated the importance of doubling down on renewable energy as well as an aggressive focus on the development of green hydrogen. Targets call for quadrupling of hydrogen use by 2030, and Iberdrola is in a prime position to be a leader in the emerging industry, with 60 projects currently in 8 countries. In order to reach an intrinsic value for Iberdrola, a 7-year DCF model was constructed. Using a terminal growth rate of 1.5% and a WACC of 8.65%, an intrinsic value of $52.45 was reached. A sensitivity analysis of plus or minus 50 basis points on the terminal growth rate and WACC ranged from $43.26 to $78.19. Additionally, a PE multiple valuation was calculated. Utilizing a weighted average PE multiple of 21.08 resulted in a relative value of $63.85. Finally, a PB multiple valuation was conducted using a weighted average PB multiple of 3.17, resulting in a relative value of $99.70. By weighting the 3 models 70, 20, 10, a price target of $59.46 was reached. The 3 largest risks to Iberdrola are currency risk, inflationary risk, and changes in price of electricity. Currency risk is a risk because Iberdrola generates revenues on a global scale, making the company subject to foreign currency risk. Iberdrola's functional currency is denominated in euros. The euro fluctuations against the pound sterling, US dollar, and Brazilian real could have adverse effects on cash flows. To account for this currency risk, 136 basis points was added to the WACC. In terms of inflationary risk, Iberdrola is exposed to fluctuations in interest rates that could affect future cash flows as well as debt and derivative securities. To account for this risk, 150 basis points is added to the WACC. Changes in electricity prices is a risk as Iberdrola sells electricity in either regulated rates or fixed prices, depending on the geographic segment. Changes in prices due to shifting regulation could have adverse effects on the business. Ignacio Escalon has held the position of chairman and CEO of Iberdrola since 2001. He has his degree in industrial engineering and business administration from the University of Madrid. In 2019, Harvard Business Review named him in the top 5 CEOs of the world for his commitment to strong corporate governance and promotion of efficiency, as well as financial soundness. Under his leadership, Iberdrola has been named among the most ethical companies in the world for 9 consecutive years.